Hey, young America, we need to talk. You may think this is uncool. You may even think it is bogus. But I want to tell you about something that has everyone buzzing. Something that concerns mature boys and girls just like you. Something called grassroots.
All right. My name is Erin Ashley Simon.
Oh, she talks. She's got a fucking voice. Are you done preparing?
Oh, yes.
Oh, she's done now. Great.
You're fucking up the intro.
Oh, my bad. Have a blast.
And I'm Brandon Killabh H. Hall, and clearly you can hear our guest for this evening.
Can you hear me? The sound in this bitch.
Oh my God.
Mic check 1, 2. All right, we can hear me.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Joe. You know me because all the other interviews have been my friends. It's been Parks and Ice and fucking who else is it? Royce. So I'm next in the group chat. Here we are.
You are my group chat.
Yeah, this guy's podcasting his group chat. I don't understand.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, fucking just I don't know what you guys are doing, man. It's funny. Now let me tell you why it's funny. Because Parks is a character, Ice is a character. All of y'all are characters in your own rights. Y'all just don't have talent. So now that we're in this era where you don't have to have talent, yeah, I'm fucking all for it.
Fucking asshole.
And Parks, I'm sorry, because you do have talent. I was more so talking about Ice.
All right, man. So, I mean, let's get into it.
She got her phone out, her questions, her grand preparation.
Are you done?
No, we can have a good time.
All right. So, for those that don't know who you are.
You can't interview me because we're friends.
Yeah, I'm really not. I'm going to ask some of the more different questions. Right. Erin actually will be asking a lot of the questions.
Good luck to her.
I am going to start off, though. So, for those that don't know you...
Pause. All right. My bad.
Just let me know.
Go ahead. All right.
For those that don't know you, who is Joe Budden?
Brandon...
I gotta ask.
Come on with this.
Not from an artist standpoint or a media standpoint. From like who are you as a person? Like strip everything down. If there's no music, if there's no everyday struggle, who's Joe Budden?
Joe Budden. Joe is many things.
Oh my God.
Right guy. Why are they hating on my interview? Who is Joe? You know, you could probably answer this better than me. Joe is rebellious. I'll just name some traits. Joe is destructive. Joe is maniacal at times. Radical, a bit of an extremist. Damn, I sound like a terrorist. Radical and extremist. But Joe is a thinker. Joe lives in thought. That's Johnny's favorite word, theory. Everything's in theory. Oh, but in theory, I can get it done. Get the fuck out of here, Johnny.
All right. So now that we've gotten that out the way, now realizing that as you've grown in...
I haven't grown.
You have grown.
I'm still pretty immature.
Well, that's true.
Thanks.
But you've grown a little bit, I will say.
Right.
We see growth. Yeah, pause. Jesus. We've seen growth.
Crazy. What the fuck? You've grown a little bit.
All right. Settle there.
Growth.
Okay. Let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
But no, seriously, as you've grown, obviously from music aspect to now media.
To the king. Oh. I shouldn't do interviews with my friends. And that's lying because I'm like this at work too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The desk the other day said, I hate working with you.
Poor Nadeska, man.
You make everyone in here sick. We don't have to work on eggshells. Quit.
Quit. That's what you said. Well, it's got to be fun doing that show. It seems like you guys have a great chemistry.
We have fun doing the show. The show is fun. Hip hop is fun.
Yeah.
So talking about hip hop is fun. I enjoy ACT. I enjoy Nadeska. That's great. The politics, like with anything else, gets a little maddening at times. But outside of that, doing the show, I love it.
Yeah.
Politics from what, a media standpoint, or from like when the guests come on?
Probably both. Politics when the guests come, keeping the objective of the show in line with Complex's objective, with my objective. Can't have too many chefs in the kitchen. So politics when the guests come, politics behind the scenes, a lot of corporate politics. This is my first time with a job, so I'm just observing. It's like college for me. I'm having a blast.
Now, how are you adjusting to that, though? Because this is your first job since, like, Hot 97. So, I mean, you've kind of had your run-ins with different artists and things like that where you've expressed how you feel or just the dismay or whatever the case may be. How does that feel now, having to interview them or actually care about their craft and get to know them, in a sense, when you're kind of put in these situations where Complex will recommend certain guests or you have to do red carpet events, things of that nature?
I don't feel like I have to care about their craft. I think that's where I'm at with it. I try not to interview people that I'm not interested in or that I'm not passionate about or that I'm not a fan of even. I don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it ever. So I'm going to always say no when you bring up all these fuckhead names. Like, I'm not doing it just for the sake of doing it. I'm not doing that.
Is it ever hard when you bring someone up that you're cool with and the other host, DJ Academics, might have previously posted something negatively about them? Like, what's the balance? Because it's like you're friends with them, but then also you're now media.
Well, I'm not friends with many people, so I'm not gonna run into that issue a lot. And I'm not sure about who Ack has dissed or hasn't dissed, but for the most part, he's not trying to hurt anybody's feelings either. So him and I are not gonna have common enemies, or I'm not gonna be cool with somebody who's gonna have an issue with him. Niggas is adults.
It kind of seems like you have taken him under your wing in a sense. Like during the episodes, as I watch, because we all watch it. It kind of feels like you coach him in a sense. Like you're always kind of saying, "See, I try to tell Act these things, but he just don't listen." Or in pre-production, you're always trying to coach him to look at things objectively. Do you feel like you're kind of obligated, or you kind of want to take that responsibility on just because you see something in him?
Obligated, no, but for the sake of the show, if I care about the content on the show, then yeah, I gotta have some interest in that. Ack is wide-eyed. It's his first time meeting a lot of these people. He's fans of a lot of these people. It's difficult to curb your fan fear sometimes.
Yeah.
So I try to explain that to him. I try to help with him. But he's intuitive. He's extremely perceptive. Like, he'll get it on his own. But we on the same show. So, I mean, you kind of say something to him that's saying something to me. Somebody has to protect the integrity of the show. That's going to be me.
Well, it seems like you do that a lot, which is good. Now, when you do have these run-ins and when they start to happen and you kind of feel like you have to be the protective guy, does it ever cause a major conflict with Complex where you're saying now, okay, listen, my co-hosts are being disrespected. I'm not going to tolerate being disrespected. Where do we draw the line here? Like, do you guys have those types of conversations?
No, we draw the line in December when it's time to renegotiate.
Okay.
That's when I draw the line. I'm not wasting my breath arguing with people in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I get that.
No arguments from Joe. Do what you want. Have a blast. You want to interview MC Suckerface? Bring him on through. Let's talk to him.
Yeah, I get it. So what are your options now? Like, what are you looking to do beyond, I guess, everyday struggle?
Create. Everyday struggle is a creation of mine. It's just a creation. Slaughterhouse was a creation. Fucking Joe Budden TV was a creation. I'm just looking to create. Now that there's so much more free time, I won't say free, but more time to create in mediums outside of music, I'd like to explore that, especially before I clock out. So I got a million things I'm trying to work on. I got a slate full of shows. I got another slate full of ideas. I just said the other day, I can't wait for next year so people can see how hard I worked this year in 2017, because all of these projects are taking so much time. But I'm excited about every one of them.
Now you said that you're creating outside of music. Is there a specific reason? Is because the money bag isn't the same in music as it was before, or you just want to pursue other things because you've been in music for a very long time?
Both. The money is not the same in music. I think everybody's coming around to that. Shit, I think even Jimmy is doing interviews from Apple saying we don't have it together yet. We're still trying to get it together. So you couple that with me being on the back nine, you know, you want to, as a creator, you want to do some different things. And in music, I felt like if I were to continue just at the same rate, I could have predicted my next 10 years. Like without actually having to live them. The ceiling wasn't that high. That wasn't fun. That didn't sound exciting to me. Mm-hmm. This is way more fun. Talking about niggas? I wish niggas would have told me I could have did this ages ago. Fuck all these niggas.
It does feel like you're free.
Oh,
like,
I am free.
I really don't even know why they gave you this power, to be honest. Out of all people, they decided to give this power to.
The other day, I got a hotel in the city just to have meetings with all of the rappers that are calling me and DMing me to have business meetings. They just want to talk. Some of these people need help in their business. Some of these people are without a clue, without a team. So it's just real interesting that, you know, the conversations that I've always wanted to have, the show has helped to kind of introduce to people who weren't having them. Even Ack, when I watched the Friday shows, he'd be sitting there talking about all this industry shit. He the last nigga that would be talking about this stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Ack that I met when I took the job.
Yeah.
So the fact that these conversations are taking place is great. The fact that other artists are wanting to get information and wanting to ask for help and putting their pride and ego to the side, that's great. If that fad can continue, my job is done.
Yeah.
So what's like their main talking point that you've noticed is becoming like a trend when they come into you?
Consulting. Most of them are asking me for consultation with their label, mostly.
Now, that's interesting. And the reason I say that, I mean, we were talking on the way up. It's almost like throughout your career, you've attempted career suicide with battling 50 Cent, Drake, then all of G Unit, then, you know, just multiple artists. Yet it hasn't really detoured you, or detoured, however that's pronounced, but it hasn't really stopped you from where you are now. And now it seems like it's kind of helped you in a sense. How do you think you were able to survive all of that when you really think about it?
In the moment, I would never be able to tell you. That would be all God. In hindsight, I'm always real grateful that even through the turmoil, I was true to myself. Today, a lot of the opportunities that I'm afforded and a lot of the relationships that I have in doing business today. Because it's funny, all of the content business I do today, I meet a lot of people that I met in music, like at Def Jam and wherever. So I tell Ian all the time, I'm so happy that I'm working with people who kind of have a good feel of who I am. Mm-hmm. And then I never held back bars. I just gave it all. So people know who I am. The fans know who I am. Mm-hmm. My peers, my co-hosts, my friends, my group mates, Paul, label people, they all know who I am. They know I'm going to shoot it straight. I think there's value in that, especially if you're an artist who don't get truth much of the time, especially for an artist who probably lives in self-doubt, surrounds himself with yes men. The label has their own agenda, and you watching a nigga on the show every day that's just keeping it a buck and basically giving out free A&R and consultation advice. You should want to hit the nigga.
Yeah.
If you think he's making sense. I would.
So do you feel like I spoke with Twista about this because, you know, once upon a time when Twista came out, they were like, oh, who's this guy rapping really fast? This is weird. But now, looking at hindsight, it's like there's a period of time where rappers before, people looked at them poorly, and then now they're, I guess, known and big, and people appreciate them. Do you feel like the old school fans are being a little bit of hypocrites when it comes to some of the artists now that are being expressive, being who they want to be, who are, building their own labels that are being attached to bigger labels?
The answer is yes.
Yes?
Many of them are being hypocritical.
Now, why do you think that is? And I say that because while you've
Humans are hypocritical. Humans love to be hypocritical. Humans love to not put themselves in other people's shoes. Humans love to. A lot of people, you know what? The times have changed. So when we compare generations, a lot of people don't take into account all the things that have changed with the times. So that probably is one of the reasons that is happening.
Well, that was going to be my point. It seems like, I've never really understood it, but I hear you say to yourself a lot that you're the old nigga, right? But then you have a younger generation that are, younger than myself and you that watch Everyday Struggle and put you in the new generation in a sense. Like you're kind of trending the same way the Yachty's of the world, the Uzis of the world, because of what you're doing from a media aspect. Why do you choose to really take the old stance when you're really not that old? You're still in your 30s.
I'm old by my ideologies. I'm old by some of my views, my perspectives. I'm old in the soul. So yeah, I'm 37. Yeah, I can name a bunch of rappers that are older than me that act like little fucking fuckheads. And I guess my position is not to come off as some elder statesman. It's only to pass off information. It's only to give knowledge that shit I wish somebody would have given me. I guess when you do that, you come off old. Oh, and because I just shoot straight now, like a lot of shit that the kids are doing. But that gets fucking tossed around a lot because there's a lot of new niggas I like.
I don't think you get enough credit for that though, because you do often preach that you do listen to a lot of rappers when you're turned on to them and when they're on your radar.
Yeah, definitely during the evaluation time, the song evaluations you guys do on Everyday Struggle. Too.
Yeah, and even on your podcast, you often do display new artists, be it R&B or hip hop acts that you guys put on the platform. So I never understand why. I guess the listeners or fans, they normally don't even give that any
because they're not digging deep into the psychology of why shit is being said. They're just looking at it, oh, he's saying that's trash. Fuck it, he's trash. He's a hater. He's old. You hating on niggas that's popping. No, niggas could just be popping and trash.
Yeah. You think that's probably fine. Like the biggest misconception for you?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Do you think that's like the biggest misconception, that Joe Budden is just the biggest fucking hater? He's disgruntled, and you play into it a little bit at times. I
like it. I like playing into it.
But why?
Because I like to instigate and provoke and agitate.
You like to play the devil's advocate.
Things.
Okay.
I love that. I like to challenge things. I like to challenge traditional thought.
Okay.
That's what I like to do.
That makes sense.
Even if I agree with what you're saying, I'm going to challenge it. Let's exercise our brains. Let's speculate some. Let's just think. And it's fun for me to do in hip hop because I know most of the people. So like, even though I operate from outside of music, I operate parallel to it, or ahead of it anyway.
So when you're doing this, because obviously you ruffle feathers, you've made quite a name for yourself, both hip hop, rapping, and media. And like you're saying, a lot of rappers and artists and maybe label execs, they're now coming to you like, Joe, we need some advice. We just want to talk. Do you now try to curb it somewhat?
Nope.
Somewhat, considering you're ruffling feathers at times.
We're not curving shit. We getting to it. Shit, a lot of the shit I say on there, some of it is a little filtered just because my brain is retarded. But other than that, no, we're not curving things. We are shooting straight from the hip. Truth and honesty. I get mad when niggas come on the set of my show and they bring a little publicist and all that. Get your little publicist out of here. We ain't got time for all that. We don't care what she got to say. And I don't do nothing but ignore whatever the publicist say when they come in there. I'm asking what the fuck I want to ask. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you seem like you got a little agitated your last episode.
Bum ass Ray J. That's my nigga too, but fuck that. He will never be interviewed again on that set.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was boring.
So question, now that you're on the media side, people say that music websites, music entities, they have more of a bandwagon effect. Like they aren't going to be the ones that's setting the trends. They want to go along with whoever says something's hot. Do you feel like that's the case now? As someone who's a rapper before and now is in media?
That's been the case. I've been noticed that. The music business is reactionary. All of it. Nobody is ahead of, there's not very many trendsetters and innovators. Not we. Most people are reacting to what is hot, what other people are saying is cool. The cool kids are reactionary. I mean, look at Bodak Yellow. It's a great song. It's a great song. Great song, great song, great song. But you're seeing the music business in full effect. You're seeing people being reactionary in full effect. People just responding to other people responding. That's been the case for a while.
So now when you think about the current state of hip hop and just music in itself, is that partly the reason why you stopped making music? Because, I mean, as of right now, you've been going on this parade is that you're retired, that you're done. Is that part of the reason why? Because you just kind of feel like you've outgrown it, or do you feel like it's not a challenge anymore? Or?
Well, it's not challenging. Well, not for me, but I'll never say I've outgrown it. Just the times have changed a bit. And you have to recognize that and be able to rebrand and rejuvenate, refresh. You need to everything. So, I mean, when you step back and you think about music, and I said this before and I caught a lot of flack to it, but low quality music is in. When I say low quality, I mean very easy to produce. So we can get 2 projects, 3 projects, 4 projects a year. Mm-hmm. For people that rap, I mean, y'all spoke to Royce. I don't know what he said, but for people that rap, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
You're not putting 3, 4, 5 projects. It takes you a little bit to pen. Mm-hmm. So people are contenting quickly. You have to be able to keep up somehow, or you're going to get drowned out. Yeah. For me, media said new content daily that you can still manipulate being an artist in, because a lot of times, I'm the talent and the media.
Yeah.
Well, you obviously gain a lot of wisdom. So what would you give your former self in terms of like what not to do? Like what would you tell your former self? Because you've been through a lot. If you could change certain things, if you could change the direction or course of any actions or your career or anything like that, like what would you tell your former self not to do based on what you know now?
I would tell my former self to stop. Period. I don't know in what facet it would be applicable, but in my 20s, I just went. I would just go, whether the idea was good or bad, whether I was destroying something or adding value somewhere. I would just go, not very much thought, not very much planning, working backwards, not working smarter at all. So today, that's very, very different. So if I could talk to him, I would say, stop, chill, relax.
And
let that nigga seagull flow. I know. You can't believe it. You don't even know about that, but whatever.
I knew you was going that route. So, I mean, let's talk baby talk first. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is in order.
When is yours going to be in order?
What, my
baby?
Baby? I don't know.
Getting old.
I know.
Getting old.
Once I have to not do traveling podcasts, I can start thinking about that.
Do you have children?
Oh, no, I'm too young.
How old are you?
25.
Okay. All right. I
still
can dig
got
it.
some time.
All right. How do you know?
What? In terms of what?
That you still have time.
Because I still have things I want to achieve in my career. I want to make sure I'm financially sound.
So you decide how much time you have left?
In terms of what? Having a
I
baby?
don't know. You just said you have
yeah,
time
I mean,
left.
for me personally, I just know that financially now, I personally cannot take care of a child.
No, I understand that. My only point is, I thought God determined how much time you had. No?
He does. He picks and chooses. But
What do I know?
personally, for me, not right now.
So when?
Whatever God says.
Nice fucking kids.
So it seems like you and Cyn both are glowing.
Ready to rock.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are in a really good space, which is needed, I think, for her and you. I think the union is beautiful. It's probably the
thanks,
happiest.
man.
All right, don't.
Yes.
I'm being honest.
It's awesome of you.
Yeah, but it's good to see. It seems like this is the happiest space that you've been in quite some time.
I agree.
And I think that it's well deserved. So I'm happy about it.
Round of applause.
We don't have any.
All
of
right.
that.
We can add it in.
Forget it. We gotta get y'all some sound effects or something, man.
We're trying to do things different.
What the?
We're trying to do things different, man. Our platform is not with all of that shit.
Not with applause.
No, we don't need the
Y'all had
listeners.
7 guests. You don't want to applaud them?
We've had 10 guests. You're the 10th guest.
I thought I was the 7th.
No.
Who the hell was the 9? We ain't got 9 people in our group chat. But yeah, we're both really excited. The other day, I tried to stick my arm in there and get my baby my damn self. I'm ready for my baby to be here.
I'm sorry, what?
I tried to get the baby, man.
Oh,
I want my kid.
So you decided to force it and not think about God's plan and just stick your arm in there and thought that
It didn't work. It didn't work.
You don't say.
So I said, I'll chill. I'll wait till the hospital to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're both ready. We're both excited. We're buying baby shit.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at strollers. I'm going to buy some really obnoxious stroller.
More than likely. I see that.
Expensive and stupid for no reason.
Weren't you you were getting a baby crib. I saw that on your Instagram Live, right?
Yeah. Well, I was front for live. I didn't really buy that. I mean, I ain't really buying nothing that day, but I was looking at the shit. And then I left. I wanted to get some more information about all these products. They have it's so much more that they have for parents today. So I got to go research some of that shit.
Yeah. So I mean, so how does that impact your relationship now with your oldest child, Treys' mom?
This fucking guy. It don't. What relation? Everything's fine.
Good.
37-year-old Joe got everything. Everybody's under control. Trey is cool. Mom is cool.
Good.
Cyn is cool. Damn, it's 2 kids, 2 baby moms. I got to stay with Cyn now.
Yeah.
Can't get 3. Can't get 3 for 3. That's crazy.
30 for 30.
Yeah, that'll be real. That's a bad look.
Oh,
Yeah.
30 for 30.
30 for
Yeah,
30.
that would be a really, really bad look. That'll be like this.
It's sort of like some football player or whatever. He has like 12 kids with like
Oh, it's
5, 7.
mad
baby
football
mamas.
players like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
from Roddy. Somebody else has a whole bunch. One of them
Yeah.
niggas on the Jets, I think.
Now, do you think you're done producing offspring, or do you see yourself?
Hell no. Are you kidding me? You think I'm going to have just 2 sons? No. I'm shooting till I get a girl.
Hold on. You actually want a girl?
Why would I not want a girl? A girl is who's going to take care of the niggas when we senior citizens and on our deathbed. Our son's going to be in the fucking club somewhere. I want my daughter by my deathbed taking care of me, making sure I'm buried correctly. Yes. Not
No
Trey.
shit. No shit.
Not this one. Not Cyn. Maybe Cyn. But yeah, daughter. She
Is
won't
it-
want to.
Is there like a minimum that you want though? Like 3, 4?
No. I always said as long as I have the income to provide for my family, then I'm fine.
Well, that's good. Now, when you broke the news to your friends, family, your mom and your dad, because I know that they're huge focal points in your life. You know you look up to them. You've written about them, dedicated songs to them. What were their first reactions about it?
Both super happy.
Mm-hmm.
Mom was really, really ecstatic. She loves Cyn.
I love Miss Faye.
Love her and I. Pop was excited too, actually. Every day, damn near, he asked me how Cyn is doing and how the baby is doing. You know, I think they're at the age. I know for my mom, not being able to, her and me and her both not really being able to be there to see everything with Trey. But this is like our first go round. So I knew she would be excited that way. And Pop is he just loves kids. He's busy with all it is. So yeah, he's probably excited that I'm about to go through that again.
Was there anything that you're looking forward to do with your child now that you missed out with when it came to Trey?
Yeah, everything. Let's see, all the fun shit. What's fun? First words you got to be there for. All the first birthdays. I was first what?
First steps.
First steps. I was there for Trey's first steps. All of the firsts. All of the first, seconds, and thirds, really just all of it. Having no time absent. Actually investing in family. I'm excited for that. She's excited for that.
Very exciting times.
So
how you know? You ain't got no fucking kid.
I've seen. I can observe.
She don't want kids. Exciting.
Whoa. I did not say I didn't
it's
want.
Exciting,
Just
isn't
not right
it?
now.
Not for me, but for y'all.
Stupid. So how does Trey feel about it? Because you and him have the bond, I think, and I think a lot of Joe Budden fans really appreciate that too, considering musically what you guys have been through and what's been expressed and how the relationship has grown. And you're able to be in his life and cultivate him and kind of help him, be a man at this point. How does he feel now that he's going to have a little brother?
I think, he loves kids. Trey
I didn't know that.
loves kids.
Okay.
He's got a little brother on his mom's side. Shout out to TJ, but he loves kids. So, I didn't even tell him. My father slipped it out when it was supposed to be a secret, but he didn't care. Trey didn't care. He went, told his mom. She don't care. They cool.
That's good.
He's excited. He wants a new brother. I have to monitor it though because I don't know. I wasn't there. When Trey was coming up. And I gotta watch how Trey is looking at. You know what I mean?
That's
back of the head dad shit.
Yeah.
But Trey ain't said shit about it yet.
You think he will though? When he feels comfortable or something?
There is something to say.
Yeah.
If there's something to say. Today, luckily, him and I are so good. Mm-hmm. We're so good. So he's a part of it all. Mm-hmm. Like, he calls me for everything. He calls me to kick it. Like, we have that relationship. So if there's something to say, I think he'll say it to me.
How good does that feel, though? Because, I mean, you've always wanted that. You've always wanted to just, be there for him and, be the father and the dad figure, not just the dad at this point. So how does that feel?
I would have never been okay having child number 2 until him and I were okay.
Oh, wow.
That wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
So for him and I to be good, for him to call me with all this little fuckity fuck shit, for him to be 16, I feel like just yesterday I was 16. Mm-hmm. Like I was telling Dill yesterday, shit, my kid would be 17. Time flies. Mm-hmm. Time flies. So for him to be a junior, then he called me the other day, he asked me, what did he ask me? Well, the other day he asked me for some money for something, so I thought he had a date. Mm-hmm. I was like, you got a date? He said, no, I've been hanging out at this girl's house that lives around the corner. I'm not going to date. I said, but don't you need money if you want to take the girl out, if you're hanging out with her? He said, no, she buys me tank tops and sweatpants, so I have everything I need. And I said, all right, kiddo. And I just hung up, and I just looked at God, and I just started laughing because genetics are great. Of course my son is getting free sweatpants and tank tops from some hoochie mama in Jersey City. That sounds like my kid. Of course, that's all he needs.
Trey is such a good kid, though.
Oh,
man.
Please.
Trey is, man. I love Trey.
Kid,
man.
my ass.
And his Instagram is popping too.
Yeah. That's a part of parenting that you got to get used to too. See, our parents didn't have to deal with that. Today, you got to watch what your kids is doing on the internet.
Yeah, you seem very active in his social media. Like you don't skip a beat.
Fucking believe it. Chris Hansen should have taught us all. These kids do some shit. I mean, shit, everybody was 16. I was sneaky as a fuck at 16.
Yeah.
Won't fool me, little nigga.
All right, so we're going to go into a little more of a serious topic. mental health.
Oh, I thought we were just having serious topic time.
That was serious, but then mental health, you know, it's a little...
All right, can I take a bathroom break?
You can take a bathroom break.
Yes.
Kind of you. That was a great countdown. We are back at the Grassroots Podcast. Joe Budden, Brandon Hall.
They're not supposed to know we took a break. That's not how this works.
I share everything on my podcast.
Yeah. And
full transparency. I don't hide anything from the listeners. Johnny, you got a real easy job. This nigga just stand there and fuck like a mannequin. Touch the camera or something, nigga. Make it look like you adjusting a lens. He at least got a tripod, and he's bodying your little girly tripod. Anyway, sorry, Johnny. You gotta get a bigger tripod. That's exact. Hey, what I'm looking at with these tripods between Johnny and this gentleman is exactly why I'm going to get that $5,000 stroller. I ain't gonna have nobody pull out their stroller and just their kid be flossing on my kid. Fuck out of here. Huh? But it's closer to him. So I think it's his. I think both of the good tripods belong to this gentleman. Look at that lens. Oh, Johnny, why are you here?
Okay.
Anyway, back to mental health, Erin.
Oh, wait, before that, because I did have a question about the kid, the baby. Why did you feel it was important to kind of conceal it from the public? You know, because most people, they normally are having a baby, they're excited, and they just broadcast it. Why did you guys hold off for a little while?
Because the public are stupid.
Okay.
It's none of their business. I didn't know that today when you're having a baby, there's a whole baby rollout that goes on. Like,
it's a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah.
Clearly, baby showers are a thing, too. I wish I was working for mine. Cyn got a whole lot. She got elephants.
Oh, my God.
Tigers, all types of wild shit going on. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, so going into mental health, why is it that mental health is still a stigma in hip-hop when there are rappers like yourself that have talked about it in their music?
Because who's going to ever admit that they're unfit mentally, especially in hip-hop? I'm grateful today that there are as many rappers that talk about it as there are. It's a lot more today than there used to be. So if that trend can continue, then great. But whoever wants to talk about the exact nature of what's going on with them. In hip-hop, we conceal everything. In hip-hop, it was never good to be so vulnerable. That was seen as being weak. It was about who's the toughest. You know, niggas are killing themselves trying to stay alive with all of these fucking pills and Molly and lean and whatever the shit they're mixing. And we've seen enough death that you would think something would click, but apparently not. So we need people like me to advocate for it. We need people like Charles Hamilton to advocate for it. Logic, Anderson .Paak,
Styles P.
So today there are plenty of people that are talking about it. Wouldn't hurt to have some more though.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like obviously you identified with it throughout your years, and just growing. Most importantly, like I text you, I was proud of you because during the Shady cipher on the George Washington Bridge, that was a very, very dark time that a lot of the public never knew about. There was so many different rumors. There were so many bad things that were happening. I always said to you, like, damn, I wish they really knew what was going on with you because it was a lot. That's and then, when you came out and spoke about it on Everyday Struggle, I texted you. I said I was really proud. Like I was happy about that. What made you get to that place of acceptance? How did you get there to understand that I don't need to be ashamed. I don't need to feel embarrassed. Like this is something that we need to talk about.
That's a good question. As open as I've been when it comes to mental health, it wasn't until air quotes retirement that I was really able to dive into maybe some of the things that the fans have seen, i.e. that freestyle on the bridge, and give some backstory to it. that would have never happened if I were still an active rapper, because as an active rapper, I have to protect everything that comes with being signed, the shady, all of the politics, all of the behind the scenes, what it takes to get the job done. As a rapper, shit changes so fast, the climate of things, that you always have to focus on just getting the job done, and taking care of yourself takes the backseat.
Yeah.
Was that one of the main reasons or main issues that you have with labels? Is that when you're going through some hard times, you have to put your health essentially on the back burner for the sake of making money?
One of the things, labels just don't really give a fuck about the best interest of the artist. And I mean, that was a problem I had for a real long time, until you just understand it. And then you can't be mad at it, because once you understand it, you'll see that there's some artists that are willingly relinquishing their rights to be signed. There are some artists that don't give a fuck about putting their health on the line, or risking their sanity to get a deal or to get a hit. Or this business is corroded, and it'll take hold of you if you let it. So I hate labels for many reasons, that just being one of them.
Now, musically, for you and a lot of other artists, I think, they try to express these emotions, feelings, things of that nature. Do you ever look at it like it is a cry for help, but because it's put into a musical context, it's overlooked and looked at as enjoyment?
100%. Music most times people use as an escape.
Mm-hmm.
So you're listening to music for that purpose, really. So you're not really listening to really get into what is being said, what is affecting the artist, what the artist is feeling or trying to convey at the time. What the artist is trying to convey and what we pull from music a lot of times will be two different things. So you got to understand that too.
Was it ever hard for you to see, like when you had a friend that either was dealing with an addiction as a result of suppressing emotion, and did it ever, like, how did you feel about that? How did you deal with that when you see this person, literally their life is deteriorating because they're either on alcohol or popping pills on the time, and you want to say something, but you may not feel like it's your position to?
No, I'm desensitized to it. I've seen it so much, number one. And number two, I know you can't help anybody that don't want help. So I don't beat myself up over it. I don't guilt trip myself. If people want help, I'm always accessible. I'm always here to talk. Shit, I play that role for many of the people in my life. Like, I'm readily available if anybody wants to have a conversation of some, like, real shit. But if you don't want help, I ain't forcing it on you. Not at all. Have a blast. You'll get it one way or the other. God gonna give you the information. What you do with it, something totally different. So no, I'm not forcing help on people.
Yeah. One of the staples in your life, getting out of that dark place, was the late Reverend of the church in
good old Ron.
Yeah, Ron.
Rest in peace, Pastor Ron. Yes.
How do you move forward now? Because I feel like depression, any of those things, they're constantly, it's almost like an addiction. Like, one little thing could trigger you or bring you back to a bad place. How do you now move forward, not having that resource that you always had?
No, I still have that resource, just not in the physical form. I 100% think that Pastor Ron is up there sitting next to God, instructing him on the best way to take care of Joe.
Okay.
That's just how I see things. So I don't look at it like that. Thank God today, the depressing days, those are less and less. I probably have, if we want to have a serious conversation, I maybe have 3 bad days a year.
Now?
Mm-hmm. I may have 3 days where I wake up and it's just all bad when it's all good. Where it's just for no reason at all. I'm just in a mood. Niggas got to get away from me. I'm not feeling the greatest. I got to go talk myself off that ledge, go reach out to my network, whoever that be, my mom, dad, sponsor, whoever you got going on. But yeah, 3 days a year, down from shit. Let me think. When I wrote Black Cloud, it was probably down to, 30-something a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you continue to work towards something like I have done since I was fucking 8 years old, I would hope that the dark days would become lesser and lesser.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go a little bit into those darkest hours. You say that they're a lot less now, but back then, within your music, you even talked about the darkest hours, about committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So, how were those days back then? Like, how many days throughout the year were you feeling like that?
Well, let's see. Suicide. This is suicide. We are talking. We are talking anywhere from 95 to 04. And when you say suicide, let me try to be a bit more concise than that. When you say suicidal, that's a bit extreme. Because what does that mean? What does that mean to somebody who does not suffer from mental health issues, right? I guess that's probably a conversation that needs to be had, because so many times the people that suffer, when something happens, the regular people are like, well, what the fuck? Where were the signs? Everything was fine. Why would you do something like that? Mm-hmm. So for me, there have been less than 5 times where I've actually attempted suicide. Though that wasn't in 03, 04, and then Pump It Up was out then. But that didn't mean that the days were dark, and that didn't mean that the suicidal thoughts weren't there. Mm-hmm. So those probably left. When I say 04, that's when I didn't really have those thoughts anymore.
Do you feel like that that era for you, coming into so much fame at such a young age, do you think that started to kind of cultivate that way of thinking because it was helter-skelter at that point?
No, I think it convoluted things. I think it congested things. I think it made things a bit more difficult to pinpoint at such a young age. But fame and money and all that stuff is just going to put a microscope on things that already exist. So I don't attribute those things to the record deal or fame or being young and not knowing how to handle it. That stuff was there. You in charge of you at the end of the day. Everybody has a job to do. The record label got to put the album out, got to get the single and all that. It's not their job to give a fuck whether you stay alive or not. Mm-hmm. That's your job.
Now you said that music is an escape. Do you ever had a point where it didn't matter how many words you put on the paper, it was not getting better?
Music is not an escape for me.
Mm-hmm.
Music, I think a lot of people listen to as an escape. For me, writing is a vent. So I'm always going to try to write exactly what's going on. I'm not trying to escape shit in the process of creating. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to put it all down so I can helpfully get rid of it. I'm not trying to escape it. I'm trying to embrace it. I'm trying to run into it, break it down, analyze it so it could stop happening.
That's actually true. Just because I know that that's your way of thinking. Just circling back. So how do you, your core, your team, family, when you put these records out and you create these records, how do they react when they hear them for the first time and then hear some of the thoughts and some of the things that run through your brain that you don't verbally express at times?
My mom is the only person that ever says something about it. My mom and my son. Mm-hmm. My mom tells me to stop talking about her in my music. Or if she tells me something, she'll say, don't you go put this in a song. That's what she'll do. My son will just come kick it about whatever question he has about something that he heard in a song. So other than that, people don't really ask me about it. A lot of times I'll talk about somebody in a song and that person won't have any idea who the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. You talk about me?
I don't, not off the top of my head.
One song you did. I know for a fact. We won't touch on that. You did.
What song? Because I don't think I did.
You did. 100%.
What song? You might be wrong.
Oh, no, I know for a
fact.
fact.
Like
niggas telling me what I wrote in my song.
I know for a fact.
But all right, I just want to know the song. Not the bar.
I don't know that. I never know
They
the
ain't
name
know
of
the
your
fucking
songs.
song. Fuck
No,
outta
I
here.
know the bar though.
There's
The
not a bar about you on anything.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe not about you, but question: who's the girl in 10 minutes?
Ooh, good question. Good question. No, that's a real
I ain't
thing.
getting an answer to that question.
Why
I'm not
not?
answering who's the girl in 10 minutes, even though I answered it before, because I'm ashamed. And or the girl from or anybody from I Couldn't Help It.
No.
I'm not revealing characters from any of the songs. I'm not finishing any of the songs that fans think were not finished, like Mama said, all of me. It's over, man. It's over. Hey, I know niggas don't want to hear this. It's really over, man. I'm having a fucking blast. You think I'm rushing back to Parks? Y'all niggas think I'm rushing to go rhyme some syllables?
Why not though? Like, really think about it.
And I did. I did really think about it.
I don't think you did because
I did really think about it.
I hear you. What I'm saying is, there's a whole body of work that is still sitting.
Humbug.
There's still a whole body of work that is sitting.
That ain't enough to get it done.
It's enough.
Ain't
I
enough.
figure at this stage of the game for you, there's so much more that can be done musically for you. I don't really feel like you've reached your climax musically. Pause.
Maybe not.
I don't feel like you've reached. I think you started to peak. You're starting to peak, especially with Rage in the Machines, and that may sound biased just because I'm cruel, but I still feel like that was the turning point, and I feel like that kind of puts you in a different light. And then you're just going to walk away. You're just going to hang up the jersey.
Well, I've had these conversations with myself. And if I am going to walk away and hang up the jersey, boy, what a great verse to end on, that last verse on Idols over that Tevin hand. That's a great way to end. I'm not even mad at ending like that. That's one. Two, I'm sure I'll rap. I'm a rapper. I'm an MC. I don't know if I will release said music. I'm being perfectly honest with you.
We had this conversation too.
I don't know if I release music, but if I do release music, whenever that day comes, just know now it's coming as my 9th, 10th, and 11th form of income. And it's not a project out of necessity to live. It's back to creating in the purest form of creating. Just whenever you feel like it, whatever you feel like it, no thought about how it's received, what anybody else is doing. It's art in its purest form. I live for it.
So I guess we gotta ask him this question. We asked Royce this. So then what about Slaughterhouse's album?
What about it?
Like if it drops. Is it just gonna be more of like a fun thing, a passion?
Well, Slaughterhouse is always fun. That's always fun.
Man, stop. Get to the shit, man. Answer our question. Are you gonna rap, man? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm getting upset. I'm getting upset.
The question.
There's a whole body of work. I've talked to every shady exec,
every
Royce,
shade of shady.
you, all of y'all. What is the problem? How can we get this project?
The problem is people are busy. I mean, I know nobody wants to say. Well, actually, Crooked has said that. I think Royce has said that.
Royce said it. Crook alluded to.
People are busy. That's just the bottom line. Some people feel a way about people being busy. But I mean, there's nothing wrong when people are busy. The truth of the matter is, for a lot of years, Royce, myself, Crook, and Joel, anytime it was time for Slaughterhouse to get together, we dropped everything and we got together. Because that's how passionate we are about the culture and about music and about each other. We are all adults. At some point, you're not able to just drop everything you're doing and form like Voltron. It doesn't mean that the brotherhood is lost. It doesn't mean that you're retired and not going to make music. It just mean that the pace of which said music is going to come, or that we're going to interact, or that we're going to be able to spend time together, it's very different. Royce's family is expanding. My family is expanding. Like, what? Like, I have a day job.
Yeah.
I can't fly to Detroit on Monday and rap for 2 weeks. I can't. That has to be scheduled differently. I've changed managers. Like, fucking, the communication is different. Like, I don't know. But none of that says to me anything is wrong. The only time we think anything is wrong with Slaughterhouse is when somebody makes it seem like something is wrong with Slaughterhouse. But nothing is wrong.
Yeah, I don't think anybody at this point thinks anything is wrong, especially because
they just want some music. I understand it. I understand it. But, I mean, there's an album sitting somewhere.
Well, that's my issue.
And it's good.
It's a damn good album.
And I know Royce and Crook and these niggas done got together and recorded some extra shit to add. They could send it to me. I'll slap some verses together. We'll get it done. But that's the creative side. That's the creative side of things. Creatively, the four of us can get together at any point and do music in a very short span of time. It's the business, the politics, the behind the scenes. Again, that's with Complex, that's with Slaughterhouse. It took me a little bit, but I have finally come into businessman Joe. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. I keep talking about retirement and the Complex. All this shit is cool, but the business of Joe Budden goes different today because I carry it different today. I'm not, the leash is a lot shorter today. So when a Slaughterhouse conversation comes up, they may confuse my business awareness with lack of passion. Mm-hmm. No, I just have questions about how we're going about the business side.
Gotcha. Which I think is important. I mean, a lot of people focus on negative things about you. And I don't really think they highlight enough positive things you do.
It's cool. They now gonna have a choice after I'm dead. You gotta do it after I'm dead. I will leave you no choice but to highlight all the great about Joe after I'm gone. I don't care about what y'all do while I'm here. Y'all can lie.
So you'd rather, because and me and you again have had this conversation, but I just feel like I wish people knew more of the good side of you than the negative that's always portrayed. Like I never, every guest that we've had on, from Parks, Felicia, they've all kind of said things that alluded to you being a focal point. Parks being one, he said you were the first person that kind of gave him his real shot, and that kind of changed everything for him. Mm-hmm. Me, I've said that, repeatedly. Mm-hmm. But if I feel like that's always overlooked for you. It's always like a negative thing that follows. Why don't you ever work hard to just change that stigma?
Because I hate when people do that. I don't do it for props. I don't do it for recognition. I don't do it for other people to know. Like, I do it because I'm a creator. Mm-hmm. I don't do it to get credit for it. Like, I hated Parks when I met Parks.
I know.
He knows that. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was something in Parks. There was something in you. There was something in fucking anybody you name, and there's been quite a few of them. There was something in them. There was something to see that maybe you had to look a little deeper, but it was there. If anybody is going to look deeper to see something be there, wouldn't it be me? Yeah. The guy who looks a certain way until you look deeper?
Yeah.
So it seems like people are just confusing how that approach, like your passion for something that's negative. It's kind of like with coach. Like if a coach is hard on you, it's because they actually care. Mm-hmm. If they didn't care, they're not going to be saying anything to you.
And then the player eventually makes it to the NBA and looks back and says, wow, thank you to the high school coach that really fucking shaped me up when I didn't know any better. And I hated you back then, but I don't get where I am today without that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, same exact fucking thing.
That's a good point. So, I mean, moving forward for you, right? You have all these things in line. Your business is in line. When as you go and try to, or I'll say attempt to, because we got to sharpen that up. But when you go to talk to the younger rappers, what are some of the things that really, really are important to you that they should be focusing on that they may not even think is pertinent?
They have to, well, that's my message to them. You have to focus on everything. My message is, even though you hire people to focus on things, you have to focus on them too. Because you won't always be up. And the goal is to get old. That's the goal. I don't know why all the new kids, oh, you old rappers, shut the fuck up. Huh? Y'all want the old rappers to shut up? That should be the last thing niggas want.
Yeah, that's what Redman
said too.
Yeah.
Cannot wait till some of these young rappers are the older rappers. It's the same thing I said when I was the only nigga that was on from Jersey City, and I was dealing with a bunch of that shit. I was like, I can't wait till another one of you Jersey City niggas get on. Y'all gonna really understand it. I say the same thing for these niggas. I'm gonna be 50. I'm gonna put out fucking 555, the album or some shit, and I'm gonna be looking to see what all the little young niggas is doing. It's gonna be great.
What did you think about Ho's album?
Ho's album is great. I love Ho's album.
How is that relationship now? Because, I mean, a lot has changed. Again.
We don't have a relationship.
I know.
We watch each other.
And that's the creepy thing. That's the creepy thing.
We watch each other.
You watch what he's doing. He'll subliminally tweet mouse, or he'll follow you
That's my guy,
and then
man.
unfollow you on Twitter. These are things that he's done.
I think me and Hov have a lot in common today.
Mm-hmm.
Today, in my fake retirement and in his fake retirement, I think we're both happier than we've ever been. I think with both of our families expanding, I think we're both happier than we've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
I think with both of us having endured all that we've endured in the business, we're both trying to give back to the newer acts. There's a lot of similarities between Hov and myself today. I think that's really funny considering our history.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Considering the history and the subliminals, but he's going through that same thing now, especially with the money phone thing. And he was like, "I'm not even talking about you guys. Like, I'm trying to just tell you guys that there's a better way of doing things.
That is,
and
all.
It's being." Misconstrued. And I felt like you obviously gone through that with what was the kid's name on Everyday Struggle?
Which one?
Yachty, I think it is. Or
yeah.
With Yachty, the message was there. And I guess because I know you, I understood it. I was like, yo, he's just trying to get this kid to focus. He doesn't know what the business is like. And he just is looking at the delivery of it, the representation of what he's talking about. He's passionate.
He was passionate. He took it the wrong way.
That was my first interview. I was extremely passionate. If I ever speak to Yachty again, I think I'll be able to deliver the point a bit calmer. But the point will still stand. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Oftentimes everybody listens to ignores the message and just stares at the messenger. Outside of that being my first interview, outside of the delivery, that point was poignant.
Yeah. Back to Everyday Struggle of obviously Migos. Why was that such a thing? There's been so many different rumors between, something was said about Cardi B. Then they were saying that Migos, they had an issue prior to, and it was just a bad night.
They inherited the Yachty beef, which I don't really know what the Yachty beef is because I was giving Yachty good advice. But whatever happened from there was a Yachty beef. They're managed by the same crew. They're on the same team. So I never met Migos at all, but Migos inherited the
that was your
Yachty
first time actually meeting them? And
I don't know them niggas.
Okay.
So when they come up, now mind you, Yachty had already walked by 10 minutes before. He ain't say hi to Ack, and them two is buddy. So when he just walked right by Ack, I already know what's going on. Migos ain't far behind him. It's the same crew. You gotta walk together. And he ain't say hi to Ack. All right. But all you niggas is groupies, and y'all dying to talk to Migos. Y'all cannot wait to talk to Migos. Even though we already had a meeting about who to talk to and who not to talk to. I already said no to everybody. Y'all want a dick ride, and that's fine. But Nadeska's done carpets before. That's Ack's first time on a carpet. It was our show's first time on a carpet, and red carpets can be intense. Mm-hmm. They can be all over the place, and whatever plan you had, throw it out the window, because the red carpet is not time for a plan. You better be quick, spontaneous, get them in, get them out, get to the meet, and let's get going. Here come Migos. Y'all saw what happened from there. I wasn't about to go for it. Get y'all asses the fuck off this set. And I felt fine with that. We have no history. I don't know y'all. I've done nothing to y'all. What are y'all mad at?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess again, it's one of those things where, and I feel like
it's one of those things with some popping niggas is used to niggas sucking their dick.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
I'm
was
from the old school.
You're the one person that has said, "No, I'm not feeling this shit."
Yeah, I'd have been more excited if Diggable Planets were sitting there. I could give two fucks about the Migos. It's not because I'm a hater. That's just who I am. I don't subscribe to that. Niggas bleed. Mm-hmm. What am I supposed to be excited? There's some niggas with blouses to stand here. Get these fucking niggas out of here. And I like their music.
That was one of the people I would say you do say you like their music.
Because the problem is, I like music. Niggas like people. I don't care nothing about the people. I care about the music. Do I still get the music? Do I like the music? Wonderful. I'm not supporting people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also seems like every time there's a guest now, they're trying to like step up to you or step up to the other hosts. Like you had Russ who came in, then also Vince Staples too. And so
Slow bro. Vince Staples, bro, that's my guy.
So it's like they come on, I guess. Well, for you, I guess it's like a good challenge. But everyone that comes on, they have an agenda. They're ready to battle it out.
I think that's kind of the atmosphere that we create too, though. We create that sense of barbershop talk, free flowing, just say whatever. You can curse, say whatever.
Yeah.
Criticize other artists. Let's talk about topics. Like, I don't know too many other shows where act is going to come in there like that.
It's really not a lot of shows that give you that leverage.
But there will be
that.
soon. Not today. You're right. There aren't. But the future of media is this. Is what we're doing right now. Is people being uncensored and unfiltered. That's where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
It's already in politics, so.
Well, yeah, that's a whole.
That's a whole
nother thing.
Word.
I'm not getting into politics.
That is crazy.
I never touch politics on my podcast ever, just because. First of all, it's too many things to keep up with.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like dealing with the fucking. I never want to talk to the white kids that's gonna come tell me that I'm wrong in my oppression.
Podcast talk, right? Again, another big thing for you guys. You guys recently were at a Highline Ballroom, sold out event.
Hey,
congrats!
That was amazing. Great show. Talk to me about the evolution in your podcast. How have you managed to still stay relevant with all the other competing brands? And then talk to us about Tidal, this mystery bag.
I don't know what other brands are competing because I'm only looking at our shit. After year one, I sat with Marty and Rory, and I tried to figure out how we could grow the podcast, spread awareness, grow the numbers. And, whatever we came up with, that didn't work. It didn't work. Time is really what did it. Staying consistent. I had a whole bunch of great ideas that I thought would be innovative in podcast world, but really it was just time and good content, delivering week after week after week. There's so many other good podcasts, and like Nori recently said, the best podcast changes every week. Mm-hmm. So, you got me, you got Nori, you got fucking Elliot, everything the Tidal's doing over there. And Tidal did make an offer. A few people have made offers about the podcast. I'm just arrogant with the podcast, so I know what our numbers are worth. Mm-hmm. So I'm still Mr. Independent in my mind. I'm not in a rush to take any bag from anybody. When the deal is right, I'll take it.
So Ice touched on this a little bit in his podcast. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Where do you see podcasts like evolving? Like, where do you see it going?
Oh, I see it. I can't say. I will not say. That is the only thing I won't say, because podcasts are one of the things. Streaming period, and podcast is indeed streaming. That's in a transition period with so many different people trying to figure out what the next phase of it is. How do you really capitalize off of it? I think I have a good idea of it. I will never say it on a podcast because all the podcasters listen to fucking podcasts. Now, if y'all want to kick it with me after off air, that's fine. This is my man, so y'all can kick it with me anytime.
No,
but I'm not telling these niggas a fucking thing. They're going to have to create Create. Sit in your fucking thoughts and figure it out. All that guest-based, I don't know what these niggas are doing. I have a plan.
Well, it sounds like it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know I got a plan. If I have nothing else, I got a plan.
Yeah. Evolution.
Hey!
Yo, too bad we didn't have the intro play because he probably would have jumped.
He would have
on in.
ad-libbed over.
He would have
Oh, that
ad-libbed.
would have been all.
He
Y'all
would
so
ad-lib.
trash. Y'all trash. Why didn't the intro play? Because
the
y'all
way-
trash.
Let's save it for part
the
two.
the nigga in Nutley thug jaw.
Fam.
Hey, it's got to happen sometime, man.
We already trashed him in our last podcast episode we just did
and
there.
and he's still punked y'all. That's crazy.
Nah, well, he'll hear it.
Oh, Johnny's touching the camera finally. Great. Thanks. Finally. We're wrapping up, Johnny, but thanks. Evolution.
All right. Chain Smoke. Very important record for you.
Yeah, what is this guy?
I have to double back. I have to. These are things that people want to hear about.
Retirement.
I've been telling people I'm going to squeeze an album out. We have to. Just one.
Retirement.
In retirement, though, right? It's the same way when players hang up their jerseys and then come back. As you're now media man, air quotes, do you think it's going to be difficult if you choose to go back and transition back to rapping and putting out product?
It's going to be difficult because I have talked too much shit about too many people. Mm-hmm. So now they're all waiting for me to fail or do something where they can say I failed.
Correct.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I've rapped better than niggas. Whenever I rap again, I'm still going to rap better than niggas. I know. I've been rapping in my bathroom to see. What y'all thought? I was just going to pop out with a verse, not know I was going to come out, let y'all hear, oh, Joe trash now. Oh, no, bitches. I'm still nice. Even in retirement, God damn it. Go ahead and say something stupid, one of you niggas.
I'm so surprised that you haven't responded to a lot of people.
No,
Russ,
you are not surprised I did not respond to Russ.
Well, I'm not really surprised. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, the old you, I would have had to call and like, yo, just chill. Johnny would have been on the phone like, we don't need to do this. Like, let's just chill. All of us would have been like, yo, just chill. You would be like, fuck that. We going.
I think old me would have laughed at that Russ diss.
What year old you?
Old me. Oh, what year old me you said?
Yeah, because there's a difference.
Shit. 08, 09, 010. Wait, nigga ain't say nothing. Everyday struggle, Joe. Would you like me to tell you? I could tell you that bar's coming. The everyday struggle Joe Budden bar from rappers. Oh, don't get too witty on them. The fuck? Everyday struggle, Joe Budden. That's your creative prowess.
So let's get away from the disses. Okay. So who are some rising talent that you think that we should pay attention to?
How do I know who y'all should pay attention to? Rising talent. Does genre matter?
No.
All right, I've been giving this answer a lot lately, but I'm still rolling. It's Daniel Caesar. His album's great.
It's amazing.
And he's a great guy.
It's definitely amazing.
Plan on working with him?
Yeah, actually.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's still hope.
Oh, no, not music. No, not music. But I do have some work planned with Daniel Caesar.
I don't care about that shit.
You asked me if I was going to work with him. I am.
He's on the business side now.
Rhapsody. Talk to us about Rhapsody.
Man, I love that album.
Yeah.
I've let Rye Guy hear the album 2 times today. He likes it as well. And for a white guy, that's pretty big. Pause. Rhapsody's a good album, man. Ninth Wonder hit me last night. He's trying to get me to remix one of these records, man. I'm retired. Nobody knows what retirement means.
I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. Don't you
no,
think it's?
I think Y'all are missing the goddamn point, damn it. Y'all ain't gonna. I've been rapping for 20 years. Now I'm retired. Everybody want a Joe verse? Suck my dick.
You've always wanted that respect, though. You always garnered that respect. So now to have people like Ninth Wonder, Just Blaze, you were supposed to do an album with him, and I think Fab at one point. Now you have Ninth, you have Berg. They all are just giving you records because they don't want to lose that.
Let's say it together, people. It ain't but 3 syllables. Come on. Tired. Come on. Man. What does that mean? Why do people, I am going to do my Damian Lillard verse, though. He's getting a verse.
Yeah.
Because that's fucked up. I'm giving him his verse. But outside of that, I don't know why people act like they don't know what retirement means. I'm chilling. I'm having a baby. I got a job. Leave me alone. The fuck about some music?
It's a good problem to have.
Fuck music.
So also tying into the retirement, I know before you had polyp and issues. Do you still have any of those issues now?
I don't know. I'm retired.
All right. Does that contribute to the retirement, though?
All right. No. The polyp didn't contribute to retirement at all. If I wanted to, my voice, shit, you could punch in every bar. So no, but the polyp is still there, but it doesn't bother me at all.
All right,
I'm just looking at Brandon's face right now.
What I would have to be really active vocally for the polyp to become an issue. So when I was rapping, yes, it was an issue, but not enough to push me into retirement. You know, you drink water, you fucking moisturize your vocal cords and shit. You shut your ass up for a little bit. You don't hit any high notes, and your polyp is cool.
Yeah. All right, last music question, because I'm curious to know what you think. Even though I think I know the answer, but let's shoot for it. So there was a
hated it. Oh, all right. There was a what?
You saw the tweet, and I thought this was a really good question on Instagram. It said, "If Pac and Biggie got in your car, what album would you play?" I want to flip that question. If, let's say, your core fans they were able to get into a van with Pac and Biggie, what would be the album that they would play first for them?
For Pac and Big, what would be the album I would play first?
No, that your fans would play, and then I was gonna ask what you would
I
play.
have no idea what my fans are. My fans are fucking lunatics and nutcases. I cannot speak for them, even though I am a lunatic and nutcase. See, look. Let me see. I don't know. Do I have to answer this?
Yes.
It might be Damn. I would want them to be, I would play something that would make them privy to what's going on in our current state. Not only musically, but consciously.
Wait, you said Damn. I'm talking about your music.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care about that. I don't care if they heard my music or not. Why would I ever care if everybody ever heard my music?
Oh my God. Never mind.
I mean, if you're going to force me to answer the question, which obviously you are, probably All Love Lost. All Love Lost. Yeah, I'm going All Love Lost. Some Love Lost, All Love Lost. I'm combining the two. I would say that. Them niggas gonna feel that.
Yeah, I thought All Love Lost, actually. But yeah, and you answered the second question with Damn. I agree with that. I think that's a great body of work. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't have anything else.
Y'all covered everything. Shit. Your suicide. You tried to get me to cry. You tried to get me to rap.
No. We wanted to
tried
bring
to diss
light.
Niggas. Y'all niggas, you talked about my kid, my unborn kid. You tried to get my oldest kid to hate my unborn kid. yeah. A lot went on here, B. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Oh,
but this was
God.
great. This was great. We'll talk about this in the morning.
Seriously, thank you. You've welcomed us in your home. Mm-hmm. It's been great. We've been trying to plan this for a while, and we appreciate the opportunity.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll be back here again at some point. Hopefully, we won't have this little Belkin toy here.
Yeah, stop talking about it.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
This nigga still ain't touched the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brandon Killabh BH.
I can see why I never hired Johnny.
And that is Joe Budden. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap.
And it's still no applause.
Grassroots Podcast.